William. Another generation full of experience. William Boutros is the president of Syndicate of the Lebanese Poultry Producers, and he is also the co-owner of Wilco, a leading poultry integrating company, which is okay. I will start. He's a pilot, but I know as poultry production, he will fly low. Let's say for us at least. Co-owner of Wilco, responsible of sales and marketing, grain trader, founder of also NGOs that helping people that really in Lebanon now they are facing a big crisis. He is also specialized and very enthusiastic about geopolitics and a lecturer also in Belaband University. So we have here in front of us. William is the third generation of Wilco.
Thank you. Thank you for the introduction. Thank you for the guests. Thank you for the moderators, for the panelists. I will start with the why of Dr. Antoine. Why are we witnessing what we are witnessing today? A little background at the beginning. For the first time since World War II, global economy is no longer dominated by a hegemon. For the first time since the end of the Cold War, military is increasingly getting, military dominance is increasingly getting challenged worldwide. These two important points are going to have an impact on free trade and the movement of goods worldwide. It is no longer an interest of everyone to freely trade. So protectionism will be on the rise. At the same time, non-strategic foes are also emerging. Regional players are also trying to be more assertive. Regional players are also trying to find their own spheres of influence, and this as well will have an impact on trade between nations. More friction will rise. Old fault lines between nations or centers of powers will be unstable again. And our country has always been an area of fighting between nations. Now, that said, there are opportunities for us. Every crisis has an opportunity. Protectionism, in its essence, needs food security. And we are the cheapest source of protein to be produced anywhere. We are the fastest source of protein to be produced as well. So chicken, it's your jobs to inform your governments that poultry production needs to be at their foremost strategy for self-sufficiency and resilience in the face of crisis. Solutions. In our situation in Lebanon, we have been facing a perfect storm of crisis for the past 2 years. We have a complete economic meltdown. We have a political system meltdown. We have a great power struggle in the country, and it's very, very difficult. What is most important is your human resources. You can have all the money in the world, all the crisis management teams in the world, all the banks in the world, but if you cannot keep your staff, you will not be able to produce. If you cannot keep the expertise, you will not be able to produce. So you have to address security concerns, you have to address financial concerns of your staff, and keep them at this time of your core staff at this time of need. The second most important thing is inventory. Now, we understand that lean manufacturing is what we've all been taught in business schools. But this works when you are not facing a crisis, when you are in the middle of a crisis and you have all the cash in your hand, but the road is blocked, and your factory doesn't have, or your farm doesn't have 2 days of feed, it's not worth anything. And we faced this issue in Lebanon. The road to a farm was blocked. We couldn't deliver the feed. The flock died, and the feed was there. Was in the feed mill, but the farm didn't have enough stocks at the beginning of the revolution. Cash. It is important to have cash at hand. This is not the time to lend money to customers or to others. It's cash and inventory are your power at hand. You need to keep as much cash as possible. You need to reduce your cash conversion cycle. This is not the time for CapEx investments. They need to be studied and kept to a minimum at this time, capital expenditure. Now, yes, it's also very important to engage your government, to engage your stakeholders. You need to do a lot of public relations at this stage, whether you have a brand in the market or not. Your company needs to, the interest of your company may not be the same as the interest of the government. The government may have an interest in low prices, may have an interest in blaming you for any problem that is happening in the market, but your interest is to continue producing. And you need to raise awareness of that, and you need to lobby in the government to keep producing. Now, if you have a brand, you have to add corporate social responsibility to that. In the time of an economic collapse, nobody likes a business. During the French Revolution, they first executed the traders and the producers, or the bourgeoisie. The government liked to blame them for all the problems happening in France. Later, they executed the Assemblée Générale, and finally, they reached the king. So you need to be aware of these facts and act accordingly. As a company, you need to engage in social activity. You need to engage in social activity in your, on the large scale, and you need to engage in social activity in your area of operation so that the people around you actually like you and do not attack your facilities. So this is basically what needs to be done in a type of crisis, especially in Lebanon, where it's not one crisis, but it's a combination of crises where we don't have banks functioning, so cash is important. We don't have roads functioning. They're blocked every now and then. We don't have governments functioning, so we need to find our own way. And governments are trying to protect themselves. We don't have anything related to proper functioning of a business or a government. Thank you.